got to the track. The 5-hour enduro is currently happening, but they've only got like 30 minutes to go. So after that, I get to head out for my practice session today, the first time I'll be driving the K car. So yeah, I'll only get like 20 minutes or so because it's an hour practice, but we've got 7 drivers in our team this weekend. So because the other race is still happening, our team can't occupy a pit bay at the moment, so we're just in this little marquee.
レースメンバー、ケン、ラッセル、メイ、鈴木さん、小野田さん、ジュリー、ラップ2 minutes 40 seconds。早すぎたら燃費が足りなくなります。エコドライブ。エコドライブ。エコドライブ。
Half. 50%. Half. 60%. Front split.
スロットル。
Just tonight. Front straight. Front straight. Front straight.
ストレート。ターン1。いつもだったらビータレースだったら100ブレーキの経過。200。
Oh, so you cruise into the corner. Cruise into the corner, no leg braking. Yeah, that's a first.
It's probably going to be harder than
We
driving
just cruise.
fast.
Manager.
Okay. Let's enjoy. 頑張りましょう。
Okay, so practice has just started. We've got a 2-hour session and 6 drivers in this practice session, and I'm 5th. So I've got about an hour and a half until I'm out on track. The interesting thing about this practice session is it's not about going fast, it's about conserving fuel. So things like when I'm driving the feeder, we're braking around the 100-meter board, if not later. In this car, for this session, we have to lift off the throttle around the 200-meter mark and then brake and kind of coast around the corner so that we conserve fuel, so that we don't have to refuel during this session and we can get as much time driving as possible. So it's going to be a bit of an interesting session, not having to push the car, but just getting familiar with how it drives and how it handles, and yeah, there's supposed to be roughly 150 cars in this race, so the track's going to be pretty crowded, but yeah. Hello, is it on? Here comes. So the fastest in our class is currently a 2:20. So the fastest in our class is currently a 2:27, and the other drivers are doing a 2:44. Yeah. 2:44. So we're sitting 2:41. So we're sitting last.
But I thought you said it's not supposed to be competitive. We're supposed to be on the eco mode.
It's always competitive.
So what are you going to do when you go out?
Maybe like a 2:20. Change of plans, we're sending it, guys. No no backing off, full throttle. That's for tomorrow, where we have to like take it chill and conserve fuel. We're sending it today. Someone to put me in Sydney. Like when she puts the clipboard out, I have to like signal to her that I see.
You wave.
Yeah. So we just wrapped up the practice session. I got in about 20 minutes or so. There's so much cars out there, so there was heaps of laps of traffic, but I ended up managing to get a decent time and get a good feel of the car. You can really push it past what you think is the limit. The brakes are super good, and it's quite a trail brake into the corner and like a late brake, and then you can get on throttle quite early. So yeah, the car is super fun to drive. It's a bit more on the low-powered side, but it's lightweight. So now we're just gonna go through data and analyze the plan for tomorrow, and then head out for dinner with the team and be back at the track bright and early for our 10-hour long race. Breakfast time. We have a protein blueberry yogurt. I get these every day basically. Some apples because I didn't have any bananas. The coffee, this is for later. This is for later. Water from as you can see over here, we have a very confusing little sticker. What this is telling us, because we have to refuel down at basically like a service station, a mini service station, and there's people down there refueling for us. They need to know how much fuel to put in per each pit stop. So for the first pit stop, they put in that much, so on and so forth. Okay, so it's finally race day. I'm about to head out onto the grid, and then we have like a grid walk for about an hour. Okay. Okay, so we're finally here on the grid. We're starting out of position number 42, I believe. So there was actually no qualifying, but our starting position was based off when we entered the race, and registration closed in 10 minutes. So 42 out of 150 cars that are lining up on this grid isn't too bad, but as you can see, all the cars are lined up along the left side of the track, all the way down the end of the straight, and the runners will be lined up along the right hand side of the track. So if you can see in the background, there's some people in some super interesting costumes. We've got Mr. Mount Fuji over here. So they start on the right hand side, they run over to our car and rip off this piece of paper. Not exactly sure what it says, but once they rip it off, I'm sitting there like loading up the clutch, getting the revs up, and as soon as they rip it off, then I can go. We launch, we can try and make up positions on the launch, and then we all form into two safety car starting lines, and it's a safety car start in 2 rows. After our 2-hour practice session yesterday, we came up with our race plan, and that was with me starting the race because it's good for promo, I guess. But yeah, I started the race and then we rotate through the other drivers. I just wrapped up my stint. It was the first stint of the race. I had a really good race start and I managed to pass 4 cars on the launch, and then yeah, I did just about 2 hours and we made some positions up in class and overall on track, so it's looking good. It was super hot in the car and I only about halfway through managed to open up the window because there's a few technical difficulties there. The Passing Mark race team's strategy is very much to conserve fuel. They've done a few of these races before and they have a strategy in place as each car's only got a certain amount of fuel, so if you push too hard at the start and burn off too much fuel and you run out, then pretty much DNF for the race and you can't get any more fuel. So yeah, I think the most important thing in this race, besides the pit stop strategy, is the conservation of fuel for each driver. Change of plans, if that's what you want to call it. According to the fuel gauge, our car is not going to make it to the end with the amount of fuel that's left. There's still about 18 minutes left of this race, and as you can see, our car is going very slow. The new tactic is to shift into neutral pretty much down the straight, down the back straight, around 100R, so basically the whole track. About 4 cars have rolled today, so there was a huge gap when there was a red flag and they have extended the race by 40 minutes, so we're finishing a bit later than scheduled.